we're here. You know, you want to hear something so funny, Logan? When you're not here and I'm hosting all alone by myself, I never turn on the music because I always forget. But when you're here, you remember to turn on the music.
And you want to know the best part? I only remember to turn it on when I record with you.
That is so cool, but it's a vibe, and I love it. And I just don't remember it when you're not here. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where you can come here first to quench your reality thirst, and we put the tea in reality. I am your girl Lana, the resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea. So you know what? If you have some tea, give it to me, period. And I'm just drinking water, but I'm drinking water from my amazing cup mug, period, where you can always find, if you want a piece of this, this beautiful mug, you see it, you know what to do. Hit me up in my Etsy store, and I will send it right to you. Shout out to Brooke, who just ordered theirs.
I'm buying mine soon, I swear.
Yes, I just want to know, all my cup podcasters, it's here for you. But
it's like $8 too. Like, you have to.
It's literally, taxes included in shipping, but
yeah,
13.
Okay,
that's not bad.
Still not bad.
No.
13 with shipping.
Love it. And I'm Logan Murphy. I say something gay. We're struggling today, y'all. Full transparency. I've been battling a sinus and ear infection for the last couple of days, so it's a miracle that I'm even here. We're drinking water with some lemon in it because that's, helping the sinuses. And then I also found a blood orange ginger kombucha in my fridge. So okay. we're trying to get some probiotic, a little bit of energy, because I've got a long night ahead of me after this. So, we're just vibing today. Just vibing.
Hi, I'm Ashley Keenan. Nice to see you. I hope you all are well. I don't know, this music really makes me want to do like some ASMR voices. I don't know.
Hi,
I hope you're well today. But
this is the ASMR episode of Australian Survivor.
I don't know how I feel about that, Ashley. That's kind of nice. That was kind of nice from Ashley, period.
Ooh, I'll keep it coming.
Wow,
say it again. I'm sorry. It really was nice from Ashley.
We are unhinged today, friends.
No. We're very unhinged today.
Ashley is here as your resident Simon Meestan. And I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. I haven't put any cinnamon into it yet, but if we need to, I got Fireball, I got Jack Daniels.
We might.
Let's go.
Yeah, we might.
I've got some over there myself, so.
I have something back here, but
I thought about making a hot toddy. I might make one in between our recordings. I'm considering it. So,
but we're here to talk about Survivor Australia today. We have week 2. We are here, and a lot has gone down in week 2, and we're going to jump right in and start talking about it because honestly, episode 4. I will just say this. I'm happy with the outcome. It's not a whole lot to talk about because the outcome says it all for me. Bye, Felicia, is all I have to say. Peace out, deuces. We'll talk about more, but yeah. Episode 4. Who wants to jump in and talk about it? Because
this episode is an episode where they gave former AFLers an AFLer challenge. What more can we say?
And they still didn't give him a confessional.
Who?
So, mind you, okay. Who? Mind you, okay, so we're filming this after week 3 has ended. We're very behind, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. And David still doesn't have any confessionals. But I'm just
he doesn't, but he is the hottest of the hot ones. We'll just say that.
I'm going to be honest, still confusing Matt and David.
Oh, I'm not
It's
at
gonna
all.
happen the rest of the season.
Oh, that's no.
Really, I'm very much confused.
Not Lana's household.
Not at all. Not at all. David
Okay.
is very much a standout of the hotness. Like,
okay,
yeah, he is.
okay,
Yeah,
I mean, sure.
when that man is on my screen, he might not have a confessional, but when that man is on my screen, I am looking and I am paying attention.
I don't remember what it is, but they use his voice in a voiceover, but they don't cut to him in confessional, and I'm like, why didn't we cut to him? And anyway, I want to start because we're coming back from the last tribal where Mimi was sadly voted out, and George is looking for his hat.
What happened? I didn't touch his hat.
I don't know a hat.
I don't know a hat.
You had a hat? I thought.
Wait,
it was
you mean the white one? The white one? I don't.
It might be charred black in the fire, but I don't know.
I don't know. I've never seen a hat.
What
I've never seen George wear a hat.
Phil from Brains versus Brawn, Icon First Boot Legend.
Love them.
They had tweeted that they had made a hat for either Haley or Simon to take out there, and I'm very glad that didn't end up in the fire because their hat was very, very cute. But yeah, this whole George and Simon thing, we're gonna get it throughout the whole season. Clearly, at this point, these two are making it very far, whether people want to vote them out or not.
And I'm okay with one half of that.
We'll talk about it, and I might be fighting with Ashley later.
Let's go.
But yeah, it's typical with everybody talking around the camp, like, the villains at the villains tribe. Everybody's like, everybody was pretty much okay with the vote. Mimi had to go. It was what it was. She stuck her hand in the cookie jar and got caught. They didn't trust her. Yada, yada, yada. What I don't like, which is continues to be a running theme this season, is the word sneaky and shifty when it comes to a particular group of people.
Yeah.
Now, I understand.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk because it's still continuing as we are recording and these episodes are coming out. It's just a particular group of people. Anytime they do something that is a little against the grain or unethical or, whatever. Strategic, if you will. They're called sneaky and shifty and can't be trusted. But when their counterparts do the same unethical or strategic things, they're masterminds, strategic, whatever. But whatever, we'll talk about it. So that's what they're calling Mimi. Mimi was unethical. She was shifty. She was sneaky. She
was on the villain team.
She was on the villain team. Hello. Because literally all of them are playing up this whole villain thing like it's their bread and butter. Like production told them if they don't play up the villain arc, they're getting kicked off because they are playing it up every single chance they get to me. And sometimes for me, like I said, I don't know these people. I haven't watched a lot of their seasons. The only season I watched was with Jordy and Nina. And so they are the only ones that I watched live. So I don't even know what these other players played. But I'm like, it's a little much. Like, it seems like acting to me. And I get it. Characters, they got to be this whole thing. It just seems very unnatural for some of them. Some of them, it seems like this is right up the alley, honey. This is what they were born to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of that theatricality comes, from George. A lot of it comes from George. And this is exactly how he was on Brains versus Brawn. So those of us that have watched it before, I'm like, okay, it's the George, whatever. Macedonian Jesus, King of Bankstown, whatever. I'm like,
I feel like you all might not like me by the end of the show. I'm just going to say it.
I don't necessarily know if that's the case, but we'll talk about it further.
We'll talk about it, sure.
But yeah, meanwhile, Jerry, good old, let's talk about Jerry. Good old Jerry, nursing an injury, and over at the Heroes, and Rogue is complaining once again.
Yeah.
Because rain is coming, and she's like, I told you so. I told you so. We should have woven the leaves better. And the moment of the week for me is Haley in confessional going, you know, my whole job is to like relieve pain, and Rogue's whole job is to inflict it.
Mm-hmm.
That's tea.
That was tea. Like that was.
Yeah.
I was like, I agree with you, Haley, because this woman had just been very off-putting from the second they walked on that beach. The second they walked on the beach, she was just very off-putting and very arrogant and flippant and just rude, downright rude, if you ask me. And I was just over her. Like, I'm very much over Rogue at this point. I don't want to see her ever.
Mm-hmm.
And even when we get to I think it was the immunity challenge or the reward challenge, one of the two, one of those, whatever one when they won the water, that was immunity, that was reward.
Oh, the hanging one or the
that was
AFL
immunity.
one?
No, the one where they had to battle it out. Was that
the reward?
One?
Wait, the pole hanging or the kicks?
Am I on a whole different one where they had to run and throw the? They had to tackle each other.
That was where they got the cookies, right?
Oh,
no,
that was
the time before.
Never mind.
Know. Where I'm confused.
I'm very confused with these challenges at this point.
The only reason I remember what challenges we are on is because I looked them up.
Great.
Look at you.
Look at you doing due diligence.
I have to do something today.
No, that's very true. I mean, a lot of these competitions have similar aspects where they, run through a thing, climb up a thing, and put a puzzle at the end.
Oh, as I famously said, obstacle, final part.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was right. The kick a football thingy where they had.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
That's what I meant. That's the one I was talking about.
Well, then let's just go to the reward because there's not much else.
Because it's really just a lot of talk. It really. Yeah. But yeah, even at the reward challenge, she bothered me. Like, I understand you had to do you're doing, it's a full body kind of physical challenge. Try to get the ball to your person so they can kick it through the field goal. Great. But she took it to a whole nother level of foolishness. She almost tried to drown Shawnee. Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drown my queen.
I mean, come on. There was no reason to hold her down like that and tackle her that hard. It's just, I don't like that woman, but okay.
And they make a big point of it in the water, being like, do y'all see this dumb? Like, what is she doing? There's no need for her to do that. It was after the time that it had been kicked. Like, so I think a lot of people saw her true colors on both teams, which was interesting in an editing point. You're like, wonder why they put that in. Yeah. Interesting.
But yes, the reward challenge where everyone's in a Speedo that's a man and there's just Speedos. And I, for one, was very happy to see it.
Whenever there's a Speedo, I'll speed right to it.
Yeah, I'm never mad at a Speedo, ever.
It's one of my favorite parts of Australian and South African Survivor, for that matter. American Survivor,
they don't
get it together with your Speedo quota.
They just put them in their underwear, and it's not as hot.
It's not as hot at all.
It's not as hot.
No.
I'm happy to see that.
But yes, as you said earlier, Ashley, the AFL legend has to get the AFL base challenge because that's just what we do every season. And guess what? The team with the AFL person won.
2 former AFLers. Ooh.
Oh yeah, because
Sean is a former. Yeah. So it just
someone else I like looking at.
Oh, Sean is my favorite person to look at.
I love looking at Sean. So yeah. So of course the heroes win that. They supposed to. Like, come on.
And okay, can we talk about this? So they win a pizza party.
Oh.
And then they go back to camp. And the pizzas are frozen. and they don't have a fire. So they then proceed to eat frozen pizza.
Oh my God. They're like, well, we're going to keep doing it because we don't care. I was like, yeah, mood, but what?
I would have just left the boxes out in the sun for a little bit.
They were hungry now.
I understand that, but me personally, I just would have maybe put mine in the sun for a hot second. Then I'll take a lukewarm pizza over frozen.
I mean,
personally.
Why didn't they have a fire though?
Because it had just rained. Remember?
Oh, that is correct.
It just rained the day before, so they didn't have dry kindling and all that.
Well, that makes sense, but it still holds the question: what was production thinking?
What were they thinking? You're giving some. Oh.
What was the reason?
This is a reward. You're giving them a reward. Why would you give them frozen pizza? It could have been cooked and cold, but not frozen.
I can eat cold cooked pizza. That's the hangover pizza right out of the fridge when you're I'm too lazy. 100%.
Oh, the best.
Literally just had that this morning. Literally
had that 2 days ago.
I can eat cold pizza, but frozen? No, thank you. No.
But of course, as there always is in these rewards, there's a clue, which David sees, but then is Sam, you should grab it. I'm like, David
said, I don't want the confessional that would have to tell that I found it. That's it.
Literally.
Here it is. That's so stupid.
David said, please don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to anybody. So I'm not grabbing that. You get it, Sam. You have all the conversations.
I wonder if there's an actual reason for why he hasn't gotten a confessional, or if it's just because he has become the white man that doesn't get a confessional this season.
I think he's just the person. At least it's not like the Mel or last season where they at least right. At least it's just another white guy. At least we're shading the white guy, at least.
For sure. But yeah, so they have it. It's between David, Sean, and Sam. Mm-hmm. They have this clue. They didn't get the idol, but they have the clue.
Yeah.
Talk about a Noel, which is my favorite word of the last year. Mm-hmm. That I learned what it meant, which means small hill. So that was cool.
Wait, you just learned what Noel was?
Until the Wordle, I didn't know it.
Wow. Yeah, well, I guess I'm just old because the grassy knoll is always something that comes up back in my history days, baby.
Yeah, I learned so much from Wordle and now Survivor. They put it into
period. Look, never stop learning, Ashley. Never stop learning.
Nope.
And I won't.
We love it. But yeah, they have the knoll and they have to go find this idol because they have a clue to an item. Anyway. But then Sean goes into this mode that now he's worried about Haley because Haley is a winner. Haley's a winner. And
in case you missed it, Haley's a winner.
Haley's a winner. And we need to think about that just in case we lose and go to tribal because, Haley's a winner. You don't really want the winner to be winning again because she's a winner.
But if we win a competition, we can't get rid of her. So maybe we shouldn't win.
We should not.
And that's what Haley says.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to throw the challenge because she, like us, is tired of Rogue.
Yes. And
valid
point. I'm Team Haley at this point. Yes, go with God, Haley.
Team Haley. Look, always Team Haley.
Go with God, Haley. Do the Lord's work when you do what you do, and so she feels like she needs to get out Rogue to break the winner's curse because that winner's curse is something else, and she does not want to be a part of it.
This year, it's the year of breaking curses that us fandom knows about. and then goes on and do it. Looks at Survivor essay for one specific thing I won't mention because spoilers. But we do love to see it.
So then we move on to the Sloth Immunity Challenge. That's what they're calling it. Sloth Immunity Challenge, where
you hang onto the pole and you look like a sloth.
And you just hang there. Yep. And you hang there for the longest. And it's really just people hanging. Just hanging around.
We're hanging out.
Over the water, on a pole.
I see nothing wrong with it.
Me either, no. And so Haley puts her plan in action and throws the challenge like she said she was going to do. And
because it's down to her and Flick, right?
Yeah. Her, Flick,
and Rogue. Well, Rogue drops, but then
Rogue drops.
It's like half of the villains.
Right, and it was like the villains were still there, so it didn't matter if,
Right.
So, yeah. Haley throws it.
It was convincing, right?
It was convincing. Villains win. Yay. Good for the villains. Finally, they get to have a night off.
And then Stevie just dropping into Simon's arms.
He completed a lot of my friends' dreams in that moment, and there was a lot of jealousy that I heard. Like, oh, I get to get Stevie got to get cradled by who? Oh my god! It was very much just something people said. If only it was Sean, right?
I mean, look, let's be honest here. Simon is a very good looking man as well. He is not somebody who I would kick out my bed if he was there, period. So I understand, and yes, if I was the one cradled in his arms, I would be very happy too. So good for you, Stevie. Good for you.
Yeah.
Honestly. But, so good. But yeah, we don't have to talk about the villains for once. What?
Right. Now it's time for the heroes to go back to camp and start scrambling and
for the first time.
First time.
Goodness. In episode 5? 4?
Right.
4.
Lord, that's crazy.
It's insane. Like, they were dominating for a good portion. And so, and then this one was because they threw it.
And they could have won it, surely. I think Haley could have stayed up there for hours.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure.
Definitely interesting to see they lose by their own accord.
I was going to say, Ashley, you and I saw her in the Redemption Rock Challenge on Brains versus Brawn, and then also the Final 3 immunity.
Yeah, where she just puts her body on the line and she doesn't give anything. Like, she's like, I'll take it. The
single craziest and most intense final immunity challenge I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To this day, still, that is. I might have mentioned it to you, Lana, at one point, but it's literally a cage where the whole base is pegs, and so you have to stand on these pegs and hold up this thing, but then slowly this box is shutting in on you, so you have to contort your body while standing on these pegs while trying not to get impaled by these things. It's the wildest one ever.
And she does it for many hours.
I think it's 4.5 hours.
Yeah, wow. It's bad.
Wow. Crazy. Well, I mean, we see the heroes scrambling, talking. Everybody's trying, everybody's thinking it's going to be easy. Everybody said that what they want to do pretty much. This is the funny thing, because we really don't have to spend a lot of time on this, to me, because everybody was going into the tribal saying Rogue. And Haley was a possibility just in case Rogue found something, but nobody thinks she really did. But, everybody was pretty much fed up with Rogue and was going to go Rogue. So when we get to Tribal Council, Rogue is like, Jonathan is setting her up. And just setting up the pieces, just setting her up to talk. And she is falling for taking the bait every single time. He's asking if she thinks people was this tribe mislabeled? Are they heroes. She says she feels like she might be one of the few, if not only, heroes on this entire tribe, and everybody's looking at her like, "Excuse me."
What a
Matt
slap in
is
the face.
Matt is like, "Hello, I'm literally a lifeguard. Like, that's my job, is to save people when they're drowning." And Haley is a person to take people out of their pain. Like, Jerry, come on, you can't. And what she said, Jerry probably might be one of the only ones next to her. And I'm just like, the audacity of this woman. How dare she? But everybody was like the same way. Thankfully, finally, we got to hear Nina say what she needed to say, because from the first day, Rogue was extremely rude as to her. And I felt like if she didn't say anything, that would have done a disservice to her. It would just, I don't think it would have sat well in her spirit if she would have kept quiet, and she needed to say what she had to say. Now, I personally would have said a little bit more, but that's just me. It's a game. I get it. She got to keep it cute, keep it classy. But I would have took it a little bit petty if it was me. But whatever. But she said what she had to say, and I am like, go Nina, speak your mind, speak your truth, say what you got to say, because that woman was
really
rude.
The only times we've seen Nina really like making herself present, and I don't mean that necessarily from like a strategic standpoint, because she's in and she's doing what she needs to do, obviously. Mm-hmm. But I appreciated seeing her very, very present. And I'm loving seeing Nina play again without her mother. And I know they never played together, like on the same tribe. But I do love being able to see Nina play by herself as opposed to always being worried about Sandra.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even despite, and then Rogue is like, just vote me out. I would like to be voted out.
I was like, baby girl, you was already getting voted out. Don't sit. And I think she realized she was gone, but she wanted to be like, they didn't vote me out. I asked to be voted. No, baby, you was gone before you even got there. Please know that. I won't. For the record, Rogue, if you happen to wander upon this episode of The Cup talking about Survivor Australia, Lana, myself, never liked you. Lana, myself, will never like you. And you were gone before you got there. So I don't know if your delusion has, I'm sure you watched an episode that you left. So your delusion bubble can be bursted, but you're delusional, so it probably wasn't. But let me reiterate, you were gone before you got there. You asking to be voted out was just your way of trying to save face, but you were gone. So just want to put that out there. I'm done. I just wanted her to know, because she's delusional. She probably would think, I made that happen. I voted myself out. No, you were gone.
You were on the way out.
Nobody liked you. Nobody liked you.
The gag still that the vote was 7-4-1.
because they were.
So there was this split vote plan that happened
just in case.
So the meat tray voted for Jerry, and Rogue put her vote on Paige, which fine, I don't mind. Anyway, bye, bitch. What we did not mention as well prior to Tribal was idol, and Sean gets the idol.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That is a big thing that'll come.
That's a thing. Yes.
Later down the road, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Sean has idol, and nobody knows.
Not even the meat tray.
Not even the meat tray. He didn't tell his boys, who included him on the clue for the idol. He did not tell them he had an idol, because Sean is saying this. Sean says, last time I played this game, I played as a hero. This time, I'm going to play as a little bit of a villain because playing as a hero got me voted out. And I don't want to get voted out. I'm here to win. And you know what? I respect that, Sean.
Yeah,
I respect
Sean.
that.
Yes.
He's learning from his past, you know?
You have to learn from your mistakes because if you don't, you're bound to repeat it. Somebody will talk about is repeating it, but you're bound to learn from your mistakes. You have to. But Sean is not. He said he is not going to go out like he did last time. He's going to play a little bit more cutthroaty, which I personally appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, Rogue is gone. Done. Episode 2, 5. 555. Yep.
Let's go.
Jump in there. Let's jump in there.
We start and we're at the villains, and it's a lovely quiet morning. Everyone's, waking up, doing their thing, and then Simon and George start going at it again.
Which is just a running trend at this point.
And Jordy comes in here and says, Simon's my boy. Simon's my number one. But Simon's ego is starting to get a little bit too big here. Maybe I need to explore other options. And this ends up meaning working with George. Dun, dun, dun.
Who saw it coming?
I mean, look at here. Simon is starting to feel himself. He's feeling himself a little too much. Like, I mean, I love, I'm all about that when you in your moment and you in your bag and you're feeling yourself. But you still are very early in this game and you still need your tribe, your team to at least want to keep you around. And he is just doing some extra stuff. Like this, was this the episode with when George asked to help? And
I think so.
Is that where oh no. That's
in the next episode.
That's later.
JK.
Yeah. That was later. But everybody is starting to see Simon being a little too snippy with George, I think.
I will rebut that saying that the edit, yes, probably this happened, but I feel like the edit's gonna pick any moment out of a 24-hour day that they're filming where you're not eating and being cranky to be like, can you just pull your weight? I'm, I don't know. Anyways, keep going. I just wanted to throw that point out.
I mean, I get that. And I feel that 100% because we don't have live feeds. So we can't see everything that they did throughout the day. They just took a little snippet of a cranky morning. But to rebut that, it happens more than once. It happens several more times. And it's like, okay, dude, I get it. You're hungry. You're cranky. Everybody is hungry and cranky. But we don't have to do that. It's certain things you don't have to say. And you're playing for $500,000. So you got to know how to keep your attitude and your crankiness in check from time to time. And it just feels like Simon is just letting it go. Like he is letting it loose and fly out of his mouth. Anything he feels frustrated with George, he lets it go. And second of all, another thing, me personally, this is a me thing. I have a problem with anybody calling anybody a cockroach. So the fact that he continues to call George a cockroach, I can't stand it. That is one of the biggest things. I don't want to hear anybody be referred to as a cockroach because I think that is the most vilest, the vilest thing you can call somebody.
I think it's a very Australian, New Zealander thing to refer to that way. And it's kind of just a common, oh, it's a very common thing now from what I've heard from the Australians I talked to, that it's more, it's not as bad as some of us would deem it.
I mean, well, if they made Lizzo change her word lyrics, then I feel like they should, because one person didn't like it. I don't like it, so change it. But okay.
It's just my frame of reference from what I've heard. I don't know,
I don't know. It just weirds me out. But like I said, that's a me problem, not a him problem. That's a me problem. But anyway, continue with episode 5. I don't know.
Yeah, what do they go to after fighting on the beach?
The heroes celebrating Rogue is gone.
And was that really a loss for them or more of a win?
No. But then, oh boy. Good old Benji decides, I'm going to make a fake idol. And we got his confessional package, and I was like, shit, he's gone. Okay. It didn't happen, thankfully, but I was like, shit, he's leaving.
That B-roll, whenever it rolls, I'm like, oh no!
I know!
It gives me like PTSD.
Literally.
I just was so confused by what his thought process was. Why did he think making a fake idol in front of everybody was a smart idea? Because once again, the second he did that, everybody's like, Ben is shifty, he's sneaky, he that's just something's off, he gotta go. Like, I don't trust him. Now he gave them a reason to not trust them, in my opinion. I just, because I would look at him like I would side eye him too if I saw somebody publicly making a fake idol. Because, like, what is your plan?
Okay, that's fine and all. I had to make a banner for myself because now it's a Logan rant. I just have to say, okay, we talked about it earlier. I'm going to talk about it here again. Why are we still in 2022 when they filmed this? Mind you, we are in 2023 now. Why are we still calling Asian contestants shifty and suspicious? Why are we doing that? Why are we still doing that? And of all the people to be doing this, it was Sam. And I was so frustrated with Sam. Because I'm like, you should know better. You, sir, should know better. Clearly, you don't. But you should know better. And it's frustrating and sad. Because I like Sam a lot. I liked him on his first season, and I like the way he's playing this season. But I can't support him now, necessarily, because I'm frustrated with these comments that he keeps making. And this is not the first, second, or third time that he said this, and it will continue to happen for as long as they're going to target Benji. And it's just frustrating. Add on top of that, the fact that he's not only Asian, but he is a double minority as he is also gay. And so I'm just like, can we stop? Can we just say that his behavior is not good? His behavior there are thousands of other words you could use to describe this man and the way that he is acting. Weird, interesting,
suspicious,
kooky, suspicious. Well, suspicious still isn't that great, but still,
right?
Like suspicious. You could say suspicious,
right?
And I'm just like, why are we still doing this? Why is this okay? And especially on seasons where we know the diversity isn't good. And there are 2 Asian people on this cast? 3? And 2 of them are gone. That's all.
That's big T.
Do better.
Well, I will say this. If I don't have a problem with people saying someone is shifty and shady, if they're doing shifty and shady things. Because you could be doing shady things, and I can be like, ooh, that's real shady. Now, if this man didn't do anything that was shifty nor shady, and then they just started calling him shifty and shady, I'd be like, y'all just doing too much now. Ben earned his shifty, shady title with that fake idol.
Sure.
But this same situation they were saying that about him before that. They said that about Mimi before she did the cookie thing.
They even said that about
Steve. They said it about Angelique. They said it about Stevie.
There's 4 Asian people. Sorry,
they said it about.
I did forget Stevie for a hot second.
Oh. Got you.
But they said that about Stevie also before. Now Stevie also said in his own confession that he loved being sneaky. So I'm like, he can say that about yourself. I mean, look, we all know what stuff we can talk about in your own community that you bet not hear nobody else say. So I get it. Stevie can say what he wants to say about himself, but I don't want to hear nobody else sit there and say he's sneaky, he's shady, he's shifty, when he hadn't done anything to cause it. Ben, he did something to make people not trust him and call him shifty because it looks shifty, it looks shady,
But that's all you have to say is I don't trust him now. Like that's
it.
That's like like I said, there are thousands of other words that you could use instead of those words that are so synonymously associated with Asian people. That's all I'm saying with it. Do I think
And
it
I
was?
agree.
Do I think it was a deserved critique? Absolutely, because what he was doing was kind of weird. That's suspicious. That's weird. But like, it's the words that were used. It's just the frustration.
Of course, and it is very valid because, like we said at the beginning, I agree. I agree with 100%. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of hearing them do it. But I just didn't like. I don't like that it's still continuing. And like you said, it was 2022 when they shot. They all saw the lack of diversity in this cast, and they continue to stereotype people from the very get go. But whatever. Ben actually making that fake idol I was just so confused. I was very much confused. But okay, whatever.
Go off.
And say it's a team building exercise. The team didn't help you do that. You did that by yourself. But okay.
Okay.
All right. So Sean still hadn't told anybody about his idol. He said he's gonna let them wander around looking for it. And he's not gonna say anything because why? They'll find out when he plays it. So there we go. They go to the reward challenge where everybody is very excited that Rogue is gone. I have never seen the other team cheer for somebody being gone before on any Survivor that I've ever watched. Yeah. So that just lets me know that I was right in not liking this woman and everybody else was right in not liking this woman. And yeah, they were happy and literally thanked them for sending her home. Literally. It was like, oh, okay. So the challenge happens where 2 members of each tribe will face off in a coconut throwing competition. And the first tribe with 3 points will win a bakery bonanza.
I kind of like this challenge. I've never seen them do it, and it was kind of funny to see George be the first villain to score a point.
George. Okay, again, not the biggest fan of George.
No, same.
The comedy he is bringing. When
he's not sitting in a rehearsed DR, like, I think he's kind of funny sometimes. Like, I will give him that. Like, off the cuff is funny. And he's good TV when he's not.
If he's gonna progress the game of both Shawnee and Liz, who I've become a big fan of, I don't care. Fine with me.
You know what? I'm starting to come around to George.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is why. As ridiculous as he is, as annoying as he can be, because he can be very annoying and cocky and arrogant, he knows how to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
And he is playing everybody under the table right now. And he gets into the heads of people when it doesn't have to be. Like, it's the smallest thing. Like, his mere presence annoys the mess out of Simon. So that's all he has to do is breathe, and Simon is annoyed. And he will just lose his whole dang mind. And just like he did with Mike previously in the last week, he didn't even have to do anything. He just had to ask one simple question, and Mike talked himself right out of this game. It was just, he knows how to get under people's skin, and I don't understand how they're falling for it every time. Because it's like, why would you engage with him when he's asking you a question? Just be like, I'm good. Well, why did you do this? Because I wanted to. Well, why did you do it? Because I wanted to. Don't engage with the animal, because once you engage with him, you're done. You're toast. Like, he's that kind of energy that if I played with him, I would just sit there and look at him like, are you amusing yourself? Because you're just making me laugh. I'm laughing every time you're getting more upset, because I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. Because you're just spinning here. And honestly, he really hasn't been in a whole lot of danger up until like later on we'll talk about. But even then, he's so insulated in this game. Everybody wants to keep him around because he's that perfect shield, and which he is, and he's playing that up, which I can't even be mad at. I kind of am enjoying his game. I'm kind of, as somebody who didn't watch his first season, I think seeing this type of gameplay is the type of gameplay you want in Survivor. You want people to play people left and right and under the table. Like, these people don't know how to function around George. And all it takes is him to put that stupid little smirk on his face and say, what? What about it? Why are you mad? Why are you mad? I mean, but really, why are you mad? And they lose their freaking mind. He calls himself the king and people don't know how to handle it. You know why he calls himself the king? Because he's acting like a king and you are acting like peasants. These tribe people are acting like peasants under the facade of George. And I personally am enjoying it. I am enjoying it. I can't help it.
Yeah, I can definitely acknowledge that, like, he is a really good game player. I may not enjoy him personally, but I can definitely say he is a very, very strong game player.
Yeah, I can also agree with that. And like, he has strategy, he can make moves, but like, it's not even about like, yes, he can make some moves. It's how he makes the moves that sometimes make me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about that later too.
Not in this recording, but the next one.
We'll talk about it next time around. But whew, okay, yeah. So the reward challenge happens, and the coconuts, and like you said, it was funny to see George throwing that dang coconut, and
that would be me though, full tea. I would just be like,
yeah, I would probably be doing the Shawnee approach with the whoop, whoop.
If you're not watching the video, you're missing out.
I'm sorry. Right. I'm sorry if you're only audio, but yeah, that would be me.
Wait, can we all do it on 3 again? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
So sad.
And because of Shawnee alone, the heroes win.
Yeah, Shawnee was a fucking queen for that. Oh my god.
That was ridiculous. But the heroes win the bakery bonanza. And I feel bad. Okay. So I am starting to feel bad for the heroes and these reward challenges because they are never what they cracked up to be. They're just like, why? Why would you give them a reward and then put stipulations on their reward? But that is what they did.
They did the same thing last season with the merge feast, basically, and they've done it the last couple of seasons where, like,
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I feel like if you're gonna give them a reward, they're already struggling enough being on this island with little to no food, and just stop doing that. But yeah, they get there and they're met with a new task before they get to enjoy their feast. As the person who grabs the instructions, which happens to be Sam at the time, is the one to allocate who gets what from this bakery bonanza. And it ranges from a whole chocolate cake all the way down to a slice of bread. Sick and twisted. But yeah, Sam, he is a hero and he acts like a hero. So he makes hero decisions and he takes the slice of bread for himself and gives everybody else the better of the baked goods. What's his face? Oh, Hot David gets the chocolate cake.
Hot David.
No confessional, but he get a whole chocolate cake to himself.
Sure.
And I can't remember everybody. I don't even know why I started. I can't remember everybody.
Haley got a meat pie, I think.
Paige got the big meat pie. I do remember.
And Haley got the small one, I think. No, Haley got the croissant.
Yeah, Haley got the croissant. Jerry got the small meat pie. I remember that. Which,
yeah,
I don't know. I can't remember everything. I think Nina. I don't think she got a sponge cake. I don't know. Everybody got something, but Sam got a slice of bread.
Sam got bread.
Yeah, I think Sharni got the loaf of bread.
Yes.
I remember that.
I would have been fine with a loaf of bread.
Me too. I love bread. Just put it out there. Bread is that's my weakness. Period.
I love bread. I love bread.
I love bread. I love bread.
I love when I can incorporate an Oprah quote into Australian Survivor.
Honestly,
I love bread.
I love bread. I love it. I love
it too. I love bread. Period.
Honestly, any type of carb would be good when you're not eating carbs.
Yes.
Well, no, you are eating carbs because all you're eating is rice.
Well, right. That's a grain, though, isn't it?
It's technically a carb.
Okay, you're right. I'm not a nutritionist. I just drink soda.
I'm not either. I'm the furthest thing from a nutritionist. So, and then we basically go right into immunity, right?
I mean, really much. Sean is trying to continue to put the target on Haley because why not? She's a winner. And yeah, she's a winner. But she tries to do damage control.
In case anybody was missing it, Haley's a winner.
Oh, didn't know that.
Winner, baby.
You're a winner. But yeah, she is doing damage control because she let people know that she was still looking for an idol, and then tried to backtrack and it's like, hold on, wait, no, I'm not looking for an idol. So. But then they're saying Sean perhaps considers using her as a shield instead of trying to get her out. So Haley did her job. She took the target off her back. Good on her.
Which is what she's good at doing.
Which, I mean, she's a winner, baby.
She's a winner.
She shows why she's a winner.
Every time because she's just killing it. But immunity's back up for grabs, and both tribes must push a heavy cart through an obstacle course while collecting coconut husks and firewood along the way. Using those materials to build a bonfire is basically the final fire making challenge, but just with the team. Cool.
It's a team fire making challenge.
Sure.
I will say I was wildly shocked about this challenge. Just wildly shocked. Just based on the cart pushing along.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite moments again of the week, where we get a close up of good old George, reminding us why we came to Survivor, to push heavy shit.
Exactly, and especially Australian.
Australian. Yeah. They push a lot of heavy shit.
Not heavy shit. I don't even know what accent I just went to the end of that. But
that was a pretty decent Australian. I'm kind of happy with that.
Yeah, take it. Nor, probably.
Nor.
That's how I start my Australian, you know?
And then if I need to do, I learned this from another YouTube show that I watch. If I need to do New Zealand, I just do Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
I
cannot. I'm going to get red for something like that.
Because Jennifer Lopez.
I've heard fish and chips. Fish and chips is a good one to get in there,
sure,
too.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Accent Work with Logan and Ashley.
We'll be here.
Our special guest today, Lana.
Lana, do you have an accent you would like to try out?
No, I do not.
I do not partake.
I do not. I will.
I'd like to sit down on the bench with 5 others. Nor. I'm unhinged tonight. I apologize.
Can y'all tell we only see each other like once a week?
It's so true. We're having fun. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Period.
Anyway, the villains are villaining.
They're villaining. They know how to make a fire, honey.
And Steve is the one who gets it together, gets it started right away, and they have a good solid 5-minute head start. It feels like based on the edit. There's no. I don't know, what I honestly, you look at the meat tray that they have on the heroes, and you're like, dang, they got some muscles. They're pretty to look at. They could push a cart, but did they just not have the ox bones in them that day or what?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of it has to do as well, because when we get to the actual building, the villains obviously have a head start, so they've created a better structure. But then the heroes are hurry, 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 wait. And I'm why are we not trying to make a fire? Why are we not adding more kindling? Why are we making a bare bones structure? I don't get it.
Yeah, they never even got it off the ground. It was sad and pathetic. So the villains won this. Yeah, Nar. The villains won this handedly, easily. It seemed like it was very much. They just won, and so yeah, that's what it was. So get back to camp, and everybody is all like, "We need to go after Ben because he's being shifty," and then Jerry because he's injured, and then Haley because she's
a winner.
Period. So those are the names being thrown around, and as I'll say it, but like we always say, Nina's safe, so good for me.
One of the most interesting comments that came out was Sean talking about having Haley as a shield, this 6'7" hunk of a man trying to hide behind Haley, the 5'4" queen she is. I don't know how tall she is. I'm just guessing. She might be 5'7". I could be wrong. But just thinking Sean being I'm gonna use Haley to be my shield. It's so funny to me because I think about him trying to hide anywhere, and it's the picture where he's just holding the bamboo. I'm like, girl, what you doing?
I will have you know, Ashley, Haley is 5'6".
Okay, well, I was close in between the two of them, yeah.
I will say this. The fact that Sean wants to use Haley as a shield just goes to show what a queen icon legend that she is. And I didn't even watch her first season, but anytime a man wants to hide behind a woman makes me laugh and be like, because let's keep it real. Queen do queen things, and if you're queening like you're supposed to be queening, everybody bows down to the queen. Period. Thank you, Ashley. Everybody bows. Everybody bows down to a queen. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. We are crowning people today.
And I love it. I'm here for it. It's beautiful. And I think I definitely appreciate Haley in this, watching her, because I'm like, it's the subtlety for me. She's not overplaying and being crazy like Sam was last season. Sam was a queen and could do some queen things, but she just got too paranoid too much and was doing the most when she didn't need to. Haley is still a little paranoid because she should be. She's a winner and she has that target, but she knows how to subtly move and make the right pitches to the right people at the right time. And I appreciate her gameplay. I'm loving it. She got a little bit of cockiness in her, and we can see it when she's talking in her confessionals. Which, duh, you gotta. She a queen. She knows it, but she also knows how to dial that back and make the boys feel like they're doing it and they're leading and humble and stroking the male ego like you have to do. We women know what we got to do when it comes to those meat trays. You just gotta make them feel good and like they're running the show. Yeah, do it, boy. You got it. I'm just gonna follow your lead.
Yeah,
and it is what it is. So I applaud Haley. Period.
Mm-hmm. She's a queen, and that's all. That's Queen Haley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we go to tribal.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan's like, well, is it a united vote like last time? And everyone's like, ha 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 ha, maybe. And then
Jonathan says, I don't know about that.
And then Jonathan says, so you're not voting anyone out tonight. And I'm just like,
So here we are. It's time to pull up the ramp for me because this is where I get annoyed. Because as I was warned previously before watching Survivor Australia, I was warned about the twist that they love to throw into this game. And great. I was ready for twists. I was not ready for this twist because I thought it was stupid. It's so early in this game. And if this is not even merge or anything, we're just going to throw somebody into another tribe for possibly 2 days and then bring them back if they survive. Why? Like, why are we prolonging this? Send somebody out the freaking door. But you know what this is doing, though? I realized afterwards, I was like, you're making up for the fact that we lost 2 people early in this game on the first week. And so we didn't have to fill out these episodes. So we can't send somebody home because then we'll be a week short of, episodes. But I'm like, get it, production, TV stuff. Yeah, got it. But it's so dumb. I hated this twist. I hated it. I still hate it. I was like, it's just prolonging nonsense for no reason at all. But okay, whatever. Done. Y'all are not looking or paying any attention to my rants these days.
Oh, I heard everything you said.
Oh, I'm just annoyed.
I was giving you the space to rant. I heard every word.
It's fine.
No, we love you, Lana.
Okay.
It's late at night, and I might be a little tired, but it's okay. So everyone's like, what's happening? Who do we vote for? Paige volunteers.
Mm-hmm. She does. She wants to go.
I don't want to say anything else about her because I'll get angry. She volunteers. And then, we go to vote and it's 8-2-1 and Jerry gets sent over there reluctantly.
Mm-hmm. I just am like, I understand where their head was at, why they felt Jerry might be the best option to go over there. Why not? Paige wouldn't have been very smart because they would have sniffed that out right away. Why would they send Paige? It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't have made any sense, and the villains are smarter than they are, so they would have sniffed that out right away. I agree with that. What I don't agree with is the way they did it. And I don't agree with Sam saying what he said as they did it. Why would you put that out there? That you will send somebody over there who you don't mind if they don't come back. What?
That's the time where you just shut up and just vote. Let's just vote JLP. I don't got anything to say.
I mean, what are you thinking? Dude, you just sit there and this is going to be tough. We don't want to send anybody over there. We know we have to make this decision. It's going to suck. And you leave it at that. You do not put that out there that you will go send somebody over there who you don't mind if they don't come back. Because if you do that to me, now it's just letting me know that I am dispensable to you. So if I do come back, I'm still right where I left off with you. Yeah. So I don't trust you anymore.
I know it's been 8 years since he's played Survivor, but
he was never a great Survivor player, in my opinion. No. I'm going to say it. That's just a hot take. That might not be hot. It could be lukewarm.
I completely agree with you.
I don't think he's a great Survivor player, period. And he's just mateship, man, keep the tribe loyal, but I'm an awful player. I don't know if that was good or bad or not, but
I'm going to give you a 6.5.
I'll take it. It's better than where I've come.
He is definitely not a good player, in my opinion. I have not seen him on his first season, but if this is how he played then, he's horrible because he talks way too much, and it was very unnecessary to say that for what? For why? to send somebody out who already you putting down at the bottom and you just kicking them out of your tribe, and then to insult them on the way out is like gross. It's so dumb. And it's like, if I was Jerry and if I survive and come back, like, please believe I'm coming for you. I might not say it, but I'm coming for you. And I'm going to, but we'll talk about Jerry in a little bit. But I will come for you. Like, in my mind, I'm coming for you. And I will do everything I can to get you out, even if it's at my own detriment. Because at this moment, you're dead to me. You don't say stuff like that to people. You just don't.
It's bad gameplay.
Horrible. Horrible. So they send Jerry. They vote Jerry over to the villains tribe. And that's the next episode we're jumping into is Jerry sneaking into the villains tribe and just climbing into the shelter. And Simon is like,
Sam?
Spoiler, it's not Sam.
No, it's Jerry. Jerry, mate, what you doing? That's British. That was British. Was British.
No. Jerry, what you doing, mate? Yeah.
I got voted out.
He's like, and then the whole debacle about the can I just sleep in the middle? Like, what the heck? Just
girl.
Like, Jerry, like, what are you doing, honey?
No, and then George, like, why? Why do you even? You were already comfortably sleeping wherever you were sleeping. Now you want to sleep in the middle? I'll sleep in the middle. Simon is like, why? Like, why?
He's already crawled in.
He's already here. Like,
I'm already here. I woke y'all up from the little bit of sleep that you were getting.
He's like, but why? Because he's like, I mean, it's kind of cold down here. Like, dude, you were sleeping there the whole time. Mm-hmm. Be cold. We're not going to shift it over. Just, I don't know. It was crazy, but yeah.
And then in the morning, we got this kind of tale of two sides where we see Jerry really kind of appreciating, being integrated into the villains tribe and all of that kind of stuff. But then you see Sharni on the heroes, just like, they really went after Jerry like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Sharni, my love, have you watched Survivor? Like, that's now a genuine question. Like, have you seen Tamar? Have you seen the show? Like, it was fully one of those moments. I was like,
especially this show, this edition of the show, not even like American. Like, girl, no, this is Australian. It's gonna be that way. Come on.
I mean, and they didn't vote him. They didn't send him home, so she shouldn't have been that depressed and down. But I get it. That's the one person she trusted the most, and he possibly won't come back. So it's kind of eating. But I'm like, girl, calm down, relax. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. I'm gotta go to the next page of mine. But continue. Pulling up my notes.
We go to reward, and it's the handout, knock away the idol challenge.
This was so stupid.
I hated this challenge. I always do. It's just like
I've seen it done in live games before, and like the strategy is to like get a 6-7 person and just like eat it up, and then like swoop, like Sean somehow fucked it up.
Yeet.
Scoop. It's a new dance.
Swoop.
Yeet. That is technical.
Yeet.
That is a tech. Yeet.
Yeet. Yeet.
It's a new yoga move. It's like boom. It's bend and snap, but like the yeet, eat, scoop.
It's like a reverse of a bend and snap.
So stupid.
Oh
God, we're so.
Anyway, they yeeted and they swoop.
That's the name of the challenge, y'all. By the way, it's the Yeet Swoop challenge.
Yeah. Jordy somehow does it. Jordy's like, 6 foot maybe, but like he's up on there. Like the fact that Jordy gets Sean, I'm like, hey, that's a weird meetup there. But like he's able to get it, and then people try to do it and just are not successful on the eat scoop scoop.
Yeet swoop swoop.
I hate it.
Is it a swoop swoop or a scoop scoop?
Well, it depends on how the angle, swoop, I guess swoop. It is.
I think it's a swoop swoop.
Swoop swoop. Okay.
Swoop swoop.
Okay, got it. Cool.
We've TM'd it here. Trademarking it.
New merch. Lana, I'm gonna need new merch.
Yeet swoop swoop.
Yeet swoop swoop. I need it on a t-shirt and a tote bag right now.
I'm on it.
People are gonna be like, "What are you got?" Don't worry about it. You had to be there.
Don't worry about it. You have to watch the
episode. Swoop swoop.
Yeet swoop swoop. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the heroes win again. Shocker. So literally nobody's surprised whatsoever, and they win lasagna. Thankfully, it was warm this time, so they didn't have to worry about eating cold lasagna.
Can you imagine frozen lasagna? Yeah, I just think about a lot of that not being great.
I'm so.
And then they also got messages from home, which is lovely,
which is very sweet. Always a moment.
We get a cameo from the queen herself, Sandra Diaz-Twine. Thank you.
Yes.
And then Benji talking about his partner, I cried because gay.
because
not gay tears. We cried gay tears. We love it.
Say something gay tears.
Yeah, and honestly, it was like I love a good he's advocating for himself in so many ways, and he's like, I'm truly me, and this is my life, and I'm happy to talk about it. And we don't get to talk enough about it on Australian Survivor, IMO.
No, we don't.
No.
I mean, it took until this season for us to find out that George was gay.
And I was shocked. I still say I
literally nothing was ever brought up on Brains versus Brawn about it.
Wow.
And so I was just like, when Shawnee said it, I was like,
wow. I wonder if that was a decision he made or was a decision they made as production, because sometimes people don't want to talk about their personal life and bring that out there like that, especially if he wasn't, maybe he wasn't fully out. Maybe he was still trying to figure out, if he wanted to come out to people.
The cockiness and theatricality makes sense now. That's all I'll say. But
I mean, if he was acting like this, then I would have already assumed he was gay. That would have been my assumption, because that's just he's very gay trait type of person. Not, I love my gays. You guys are great, but you all have a trait about you that I just know when I see it.
What do you mean, Lana?
I said what I said.
Diva Hunty Mama?
I said what I said. You all know.
Oh, that was not my hand. That was a tongue pop.
I know. If you know, you know. Period.
I'll do it, and Lana, you can lip sync to it. It's fine. There we go. Perfect. Done.
I mean, I know how to do it.
I love it.
But anyway.
We digress.
Whoever's listening to this right now, I'm sorry that you have to hear.
Sorry, audio listeners.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
I do love a good click.
Anyway. We go to immunity, and it's, as I like to say, obstacle, 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 word puzzle.
And this one was the one where ASL came in. Yeah, which is so fun to me.
I love that.
Because I've definitely tried to. That's happened to me in a mini before, where someone tries to ASL who to go for, but the person just ignored it. Shout out Juliana.
Oh, queen.
I think about ASL all the time. It's like I was like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Mm-hmm. No, but this challenge is the one that they promoted as seconds determine who's the winner.
I mean, it was.
And it really was. I was very wow. This was, for me, this is where I was like, okay, Ben, I see you. I see you. You're very much an asset to this team. Mm-hmm. And the fact that him and Paige had that connection where they could do that. And because, I don't know ASL, so you do that to me, I'll be like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? What does this mean? Are you doing L? I don't know what. That's the only one I know. So we'd be in trouble. Right. So kudos to them for being able to pull this off and do it in such a it was so fun. Like watching the last few minutes of this challenge was so intense and fun, and watching the villains have no idea what it was, and then they were just following behind what the heroes were doing. And once the heroes figured out what the phrase was, it was just like go, 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 go. And then they were right behind them, and everybody was just it was chaotic in such a good way. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yep. And the heroes win?
Yeah. Because by seconds. Literally by seconds. Even I won't even say seconds. I will say second. 1 second.
Yeah.
It came down to the last letter being dropped in the box. But I love that. I love the word puzzle. I love a good word puzzle.
It's a great equalizer is one thing that like if you can if you can't do the physical part, if you can get there and try to just beast out a logic puzzle, you might have a chance. So that's what I do love about a obstacle puzzle.
Obstacle. So yes, villains have to go back to tribal.
Oh no! What's gonna happen?
Are
we gonna gar? Who knows?
So here we are, back where we started from, and Simon will not break from this script. He is like, George gotta go. George gotta go. And I'm like, you still on this? Oh, okay.
You want to know how many people tried to do that on Brains versus Brawn and didn't?
All of them.
Flick is. We'll get to that later. Just kidding. We'll run back to that in our next episode.
So yeah, everybody's on board. Jordy, Fraser, Stevie, all on board. We're getting rid of George. Shawnee and Liz are not going to do that because they're in the Spice Girls, of course. But they got Jerry there, and George has grabbed Jerry, pulled him into his side, and said, "Hey, we can work together, and we got this crew with the 4 of us, me and you and the girls. We can do what we want. We're the majority. We can vote out who we want to vote out. Blah blah blah. If we can get Stevie on board, possibly." But then he shifts the target to Sarah. Now, I was shocked about that. For me, that came out of nowhere.
It really came out of nowhere. I was like, I don't understand, why. Because typically, I don't know. It felt so strange. The whole back half of this episode, because then, Sarah's getting targeted by the Spice Girls. I think there's 1 or 2 moments where Simon is like, well, I don't know about Sarah's allegiance, but she fully agreed to vote out George. So I don't know,
it was weird. I think, but see, this is where, even though it came out of left field, this is where I thought George did a phenomenal job with shifting the target and then getting everybody else to fall in line with said target, because George just happened to put it out there so subtly, but just, not in a arrogant, Georgie, flippy kind of way to Simon. Like, Sarah's been with me since day one, and she's been working with us, but now she's chummying with the boys. We don't really know where her allegiance lies. That's kind of, off.
That's
a little
suspicious.
Weird. That's suspicious. She's all, she's good with you. She's good with me. Somebody that sweet, somebody who's that good with everybody is loyal to no one. So I was like, well played, sir. Well played. Because he still got to protect his own idol. And he knows that Simon is very much ready to get him out at any second. So I was like, wow, the gameplay, the way he strategically changed the target to Sarah and made the team who was coming after him start questioning her loyalty was brilliant. It was brilliant. And I was just like, hats off to you, sir.
Yeah. So we go to Tribal. Not much happens. And then out of nowhere, unanimously, Sarah's voted out.
It was crazy.
I'm just like, where?
What?
And also why?
Huh?
And also confusion.
I feel like Sarah was playing the middle, and that was an easy pick. That's kind of why.
It's so anti what normally happens on Survivor, though. That's the funny thing. It's like, typically those people in the middle are like people that are fought over for their vote, and instead everyone was just like, no, we want it to be two sides, so bye, Sarah.
I mean, it really only takes one side to decide that we don't want the middle players anymore because, and literally the Spice Girls ran this whole entire Tribal, as much as people, they might not admit it, but George literally made that happen. And Shawnee, Liz, and George decided Sarah, and they made it happen. They were like, and the fact that everybody else went along with it was mind-boggling to me. But Jordy, Fraser, Simon, and Stevie all went along with it, and I was like, "How, Sway? How? Like, how, Sway? I didn't get it. I didn't understand
but
it.
But she did not push Miss Grease down the stairs.
Okay, who cares, honestly?
You know, that's what I wouldn't have let down either. I've been like, you definitely didn't do what put me on the TV show, right? Like, girl, lean into it if you're going to lean into it. Don't, like, walk away as you're walking away. Like, girl.
Yeah. I wanted more out of Sarah, and I'm sad.
She got very little airtime, and honestly, I didn't really care about her. I felt like she was one of those people who trying to play up the villain when she really is not that villainous at all. Like, I feel like she'd be the one to jump when somebody go boo. Like, she didn't scare me. Like, if I was playing with the game with her, I wouldn't be scared of her. I would be scared of a George because I feel like he is that villain. I would be somewhat intimidated by a Simon because I feel like he could probably do something that probably. I would be petrified of a Shawnee because she has that quiet, like, power and quiet strength behind her, and she just looked like she know what she's doing, what she's talking about, what she, this game. Sarah never struck me as somebody who I'd be like, I'm intimidated by watching them play. I'm intimidated by them playing. Like, never. But that could be she wasn't there long enough, or the airtime, or the edit. But whatever the reason, I just was never afraid of her as a player.
And, like, I feel like we've talked about it too, about the edit of the airtime for everyone else. Like, she was on a beach with George and Simon beefing, and they have Shawnee, and they have so many other characters. Or I'm like, we're never gonna get to know any of these pre-jurors, or pre-jury, not pre-jury, pre-merge people. Pre-merge. Thank you. I was like, where are we? Who are we?
No, we would never. No. And honestly, it was like, do we really care? I think the only person so far that has left, I'm like, I would want to get to know, is Mimi. That's the only person who left. Okay. I'm like, I would want to get to know her. Everybody else, I'm like,
I would say Anjali for me.
No thanks. No, not interested. Fair. CNN can go.
Valid.
No, but... you know who else? That's not fair. Jackie. I want to get to know her. I didn't know
her. Jackie.
Yes, yeah. Jackie. That so sad.
Because I feel like that was just very untimely. Very untimely. So
she doesn't have much airtime on her previous seasons, so don't worry.
Oh well, nar. Okay.
Nar.
Yeah. So Sarah's gone. That's it. And so that's week 2. Oh
my God, we did it.
We did it. And It wasn't that long. We did it. We got it.
We decided not to rant as much and just be a little goofy only a little times.
Whereas week 1, the recording was like 2 hours, I think.
Because I went on
we had a lot.
Rants. Yeah. There's a lot of setup, you know.
We had a lot to talk about week 1. But we're learning. We're condensing. We're putting it together. But yeah, so y'all know what to do. Follow, subscribe, like, share, all the things. Follow us on Twitter at @thecup_reality so you know when we are dropping every episode from Survivor UA to Drag Race to Eurovision and everything in between, even wrestling, for God's sakes. We do it all here at The Cup. So follow us, check us out. If you want to be a part of this show, hit us up in our DMs. Hit either The Cup or Logan or myself, and we will make
or Ashley.
Or Ashley, if you know,
Ashley, I can get you there.
We can get you there. Like if you see their face on this podcast, hit them up. Tell them you want to be on, because we can get you there. We can get you there. So if it's a show you want to talk about, hit us up. And on that note, I'll say, cheers, you guys.
Oh no, or nor.
Or
Oh, get the cup on my Etsy. Period.
Yes. Spill the tea so you can physically spill the tea, you know.
Period. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.